We heard about it, but we didn't agree to the children not going to Hungarian school, to their only being Ukrainian language. They study Ukrainian as well. We just live here. We speak Hungarian. My son finished 11th grade.
Maria, like many in Berehove, is Ukrainian, but her husband is Hungarian. Here at the border with Hungary, there are many of these mixed families. Hromadske travelled to Berehove to find out how the local residents feel about Ukraine's new education law, which limits teaching in the languages of national minorities. In Berehove, Ukrainian-Hungarians make up exactly half of the population. For them, the amendments on language education will be of primary concern.
Talking about the Hungarian theme in Berehove is a bit difficult because it's like a holy cow. You have to say something good or say nothing.
Here, everything speaks to the proximity to Hungary. From the signs on the buses from outside of the city to signage downtown. Local residents live according to two time zones, the Central European and the Ukrainian ones. As a rule, the government institutions fly two flags, the Ukrainian and Hungarian. In the city centre, Hungarian radio can be heard. Nearly all of Ukraine's Hungarian-speaking population lives in the Berehove region, about 150,000 people. The Zakarpattya region has 71 Hungarian schools for them. This is a public school in the village of Jánosi, which is located 10 kilometers from Berehove. Like most schools in this region, it flies two flags, one Ukrainian and the other Hungarian, and the children and teachers speak mostly in Hungarian. This is the fourth school in this region where Hromadske's correspondents were denied entry. But at least this school spoke honestly and directly and told Hromadske that they had been ordered by the district administration not to let journalists in.
I don't know, they told us don't give interviews to any journalists, understand?
Who said that?
The Department of Education called our school principal.
The Berehove Department of Education refused to issue any official documents on school attendance.
Please, will you give us a permission to access attendance records for 6 schools so we can make a report? Can you give us permission for the report? Can you answer us?
Only the parents of pupils at the Hungarian schools agreed to speak to Hromadske. All of them are against the new language norms.
We have a negative attitude. How else can we react? There are children who speak very poorly. They should be thinking in this language. A child who doesn't know Ukrainian, for example, and is studying a subject in Ukrainian should learn it first in Hungarian. Then it would be easier for him to translate all the information.
When Ukraine's parliament adopted the education law, the governor of the Zakarpattya region, Hennady Moskal, was one of the first to protest against it and said that this law violates the rights of national minorities. First, Moskal asked President Petro Poroshenko to get rid of the law, but after members of the regional parliament sent an appeal to the president requesting amendments. The education law sparked a diplomatic scandal between Ukraine and its neighbouring countries. Hungary was particularly unhappy. At first, Minister of International Affairs Peter Szijjártó announced that Hungary would block all Ukrainian initiatives aimed at integration with the European Union. Then, on October 10th, he declared that the education law contradicts Ukraine's agreements with the European Union. However, Hennady Moskal insists that the Hungarian government supplies financial support for Zakarpattya as a region, including for the Ukrainians living in predominantly Hungarian areas.
They don't take a Hungarian village or a Ukrainian village from Zakarpattya selectively. They don't exclude the Ukrainian village. If they're already investing, they invest in the region as it is. In those regions where there's a high density of Hungarians, all the Ukrainians receive the same.
Local nationalist organizations were delighted by the new education law. The head of the movement for the protection of Ukrainian language, Irina Harmasi, maintains that the law protects the state language and does not violate the rights of Hungarian speakers. She also thinks that the discussion around the law is purely political.
If it's a question of maintaining ethnic minorities, why is it always concerning the Hungarian minority? The general protection of their politicians, they study in Hungarian language schools, which were created in the past. To be honest, this question goes deeper. It's political and historical.
What do you think? The situation that's happening now, could it continue if Hungary stopped helping?
Not in Zakarpattya. We aren't headed towards a clash with the Hungarians, Czechs, Romanians, or Poles, not with anyone.
Until now, there is still a lack of understanding in Zakarpattya about how the law will work and whether it will function in general. According to the Zakarpattya Regional Administration, there is neither the money to implement it nor the personnel to replace Hungarian-speaking teachers. But everyone is hoping that the situation will be resolved peacefully and are confident that there won't be any ethnic clashes in Zakarpattya.